Welcome to a 10-minute demonstration of the Complete Cabling System software program, Demo version Revi 1. Upon completion of the full CCS training course, managing this software will become a straightforward task. This software stands as the ultimate tool for project managers and operations managers in the cabling industry. No longer will project managers have to wait for lead techs to submit poorly handwritten as-builds at the end of projects, only to endure further delays as the AutoCAD department struggles to interpret and transform these notes into digital copies. The Complete Cabling System empowers you to take control of your projects from day one until the very last day of completion. Please note that all content, processes, and training are created and owned by Frank D'Amico.
Welcome to the CCS Software Program demo version. So imagine the lead tech pulling up an iPad, and this is what he's going to use to start roughing in cable. Let's go ahead and start. First step is roughing. So lead tech has all cables already ready. He's going to start roughing in the cables. First thing he does is click the roughen button over here. Now he's going to come over here and highlight the cables that he's going to rough in. And if you notice over here in the checkoff section, the cables are being highlighted that he is checking off here as well. As he clicks there, they highlight there. As you see, boom. Now these cables are highlighted. Those are the ones he's roughing in. They're circled here. Those are the ones he's roughing in. So after the cable's roughed in, set there, then we simply come over here to rough out. These are highlighted. These are highlighted, they're roughed in. Now let's look at the dropped cables. So he clicks the drop and come over here. These are dropped, this right there, that one here, boom. Dropped cables means they're in the conduit and ready to jack. The second rough in, let's just go over it one more time. Again, we click the rough in. Now we click on the locations over here that we're going to rough in. And again, you see they're being highlighted there. Boom, bang. Now, second pool's roughed in, roughed out. Again, they're highlighted here and they're highlighted down there. And let's go ahead and click on the dropped locations again. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Those are dropped, ready to jack. Now, let's go ahead and assume that we've roughed in all the ceiling cables, and let's see what that looks like. So we forward ahead. Now, as you can see, we have all the overhead ceiling cables roughed in. They're indicated here with the circles, and they're indicated here on the checkoff. All these cables are now roughed in, and these are the cables that are dropped. Now we move ahead and we've roughed in the whole floor. So everything's roughed in. This is what the print's going to look like, and this is what the checkoff looks like. And over here, if we click the phase 1 details, we'll have information like start time log, cable pull number 1. We can take a look at cable pull number 2, the quantity of cables pulled in, the duration of the rough-in cables, cables pulled per day, cables pulled per hour, etc. All the data information that's been logged in is kept there. The operations manager, anyone can collect this data. Let's look at one of the options. Let's see all the drop locations. If we click here, now we have all the locations that are dropped. They're highlighted here on the print and they're highlighted here. That means the total number of cables here we can jack. We can get all the jacks and go ahead and start to jack those. Now let's go over how we set up this template. Okay, first we're going to come over here, enter the data. We're going to pick this print. It's the one we're working with right now. We'll go over those steps. Okay, so as you can see here, there's a bunch of notes, annotations. This map is actually pretty clean. A lot of them have a lot more notes and just a lot of more information that gets in the way, but let's come over here to the cleanup. So now you see here all the layers that we can click. So we're going to check off the detail notes, furniture, electrical, telecom. we're just going to completely clean it up. Okay, see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and add the latest revision right here of all the telecom. There we go. We select that, add that layer. Now we have all the latest icons here. We've got the floor feeds, ceiling locations, the AV drop, the hard wall, room schedulers. So let's go ahead and set up the sheet legend. So here we're going to have the standard cable location setup menu. It'll automatically have these icons, and these will all be standard. The project manager will then just click on to customize how many cables per drop there. So let's just say we set it up. Now the project manager has set up everything according to the scope of work. We've got hard wall locations with 2 cables, the ceiling location with 3 cables, the AV4 with 4, and so on. The quantity of cables, the cable locations, and the icons to match. Let's continue. Now that we have them set up here, now we're going to go around and drop the icons on the locations. So here from this menu, we're going to click and drop, as easy as that. Let's go ahead and start. So we're going to select the icons here, and this highlights there. So let's first start with the hard wall. So there we just click and let's just drop. Now let's do the AV there, and we drop. Now let's do the ceiling location there, green, and we drop. Now the floor feed, let's go ahead and set that up. Boom. Now the room scheduler last, and there we go. And just to note, when you select an icon, I typically would go around and drop all the hard walls first and then do the ceiling and just go in order, and I just drop them all first. But for the sake of this demonstration, we're just going to focus on this section there, and then let's just go ahead and see what it looks like with all the icons dropped. Okay, so now we have all the icons dropped, and the next step is to label the icons. So we come over here, and as you notice down here, a patch panel pops up. What this is the cable log data. This is going to tell you where every single cable goes, what its purpose is, and what room number it's located in. Let's go ahead and look at the label options. Before we can even label the print, we need to know what the patch panel is going to be. So let's look at the label options. So let's go ahead and label the panel ID. So we've got 2 options here, numerical and alphabetical. So let's just take a look at the alphabetical. Click enter and A. It automatically will go to A. You can go A, B, C, whatever, but let's just start with A. So in this particular project, the panels are numbered numerically. So let's look at that option. There we go. Patch panel 1, patch panel 1. Now, the next option is to label 2. Let's go over that. So we're going to start at 1 and finish at 48. So boom, there we go. Patch panel 1, 1 through 48. Here it is. Now we're ready to start labeling. Now all we got to do is come over here and click on an icon, and it's going to automatically label it depending on how many cables per location. Let's take a look at this ceiling location. There's 3 cables there. Now it's labeled panel 1, 1, 2, 3. So it's green, which indicates a ceiling location, and it's in room 532. Let's keep going. Next location is AV4, and it's got 4 cables there, and there you go. Panel 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, room 532. Now let's keep going. The hard wall, the floor feed. So as you see, the cable log data automatically fills in as we're dropping labels. We're going to continue going this way as we label. Now we've finished patch panel 1 through 48. All this information is taken from the print, the locations, and the cable IDs. It'll automatically go to patch panel 2 as we continue. but for now we're done. Now we're 100% labeled, so the whole print is now labeled. And lastly, I want to add another layer. We're going to install and add the layer for the conduit pathways. Let's see what that looks like. So bang, there we go. Here's the conduits that are installed. We got the information from the electricians, and we want the lead tech and everyone to know how to get across here, how to get through rooms, the pathway, the conduits, etc. So now let's come over here real quick, and we're going to finish the rack layout. We'll just quickly put that there. We'll go over that another time. But now that we have everything labeled, let's take a look at the cable log down here. Here's rack 1. Now here's the cable log for rack 1. Every single cable on this panel is now automatically logged here. And rack 2 looks like that. So here's all the information for every single cable in the whole entire floor. And there you have it.